Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus. Apparently today it's, well, we're gonna do a daily obviously. Apparently it's National Toothache Day, and we got like a tooth-themed run here. No seed, of course. 4.20 damage, 51 luck. So we're gonna be shooting teeth endlessly with Tough Love. Luckfoot because we're Kane, and then Halitosis is the bad breath item, I think, and Monstrous Tooth. That seems correct. This one goes seemingly all the way. And to be honest with you, is ridiculously powerful right off the bat. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing. If anything, I kind of like that. One of the things that I find kind of cool about the dailies is this idea that, you know, you can have these novelty runs. I'm just going to pause for a second, get my own volume up here. You know, I don't like to hear myself talk. It makes me self-conscious. People always say, like, you know, what, do you ever get used to hearing your own voice? On recordings, I'm like inverted now. Hearing my own voice on recordings is normal. That's life. Hearing my voice while I have headphones on is like, who is this idiot talking? Why is he so bad at singing? It's better if I remain blissfully self-unaware until the camera stops rolling at the very least. Maybe don't take this pill right off the bat. As always with dailies, it doesn't really matter that it's super strong right off the bat. The most important thing is that we play well relative to the populace. I'm okay with that. Yeah, I'm okay with that. We're probably not going to get the money to buy, like, compost or anything like that, but I don't think that's a big worry. Honestly, this run is, like, ridiculously strong. The worst part about it right now is the fact that every time we shoot a tooth, it makes this horrible sound that is gonna drive me insane and eventually lead to the beating of that telltale heart. But either way, we're down to the next floor here. Last run was actually some of the smartest I've played on a daily in the Afterbirth Plus era for sure. And it didn't necessarily manifest itself as the best score I've ever had, although it was still really good. But I was proud of myself regardless for the results that we achieved on that run. This run seems, at least right now, a little bit more straightforward. So this one goes all the way to the dark room, which means we don't really have too much incentive to skip anything, which is nice. Actually, I like the runs where you don't have to look for any sort of seam or anything like that. Instead, we're pretty much just en route to succeed the old-fashioned way. We got 3 bombs. Let's be smart and take a look for our secret rooms. Could be there. Could not be on our left there. And cannot be above, so that's easy enough. We'll check here. Deal with the devil, by the way, might give us boss trap room access, which is valuable. Got 17 cents, so we will check out our shop now. You gotta try one. Stopwatch. Okay, really good against Hush. Really good on boss rush. Lucky us. And 3 more spirit hearts. I'm gonna take the pill. Health up, sure, that's completely fine. Maybe even better than fine. I don't know what our actual damage is. How much damage does a tough luck tier do relative to, like a tooth from tough love? Tough luck. Tough love. How much damage does that do relative to our existing damage? Mom's heals kind of sucks. And we got Guppy's Paw, which I am going to use. And the reasoning for that is that it allows me... That was very close. To get closer... well, it allows me to just get access to the boss trap room, which I think we should endeavor to do. We should probably also use Monstrous Tooth at some point. That seems sensible. There was a tinted rock there, I just noticed. And we will not be able to access it, but that's okay. Can you use Monstrous Tooth against Monstro? Maybe it's better to wait, because he might jump and render it unusable or something like that. Either way, he's pretty much done. I will probably invest in doing Monstrous Tooth right now. Kind of hoping it would get 2 of them, but that's alright. So I think if we really want to rank well on today's run while going for score instead of going for time, probably our best play is just to not ever take damage again. It might be a little bit unlikely, to say the least. But at the same time, everybody's starting with, you know, a 9 out of 10 run here. In fact, everybody might... I would be inclined to say this is a 9 out of 10 on strength, but a 10 out of 10 on the cool factor right now. Much like myself. Hey, here's my impression of C++ versus C#. C# is like console.writeline. C++ is like C out insertion modifier, hello world, new line character. You get the idea. Anyway, I took damage, so all of my plans, especially my plan to look like a cool dude, have fallen by the wayside right now. But everybody's starting with a great run, so we really need to not get hit if we want to rank well. But it seems like, conceivably, this should be a really, really good chance to at least continue our, what I would consider to be a somewhat surprising streak of daily success. I would love to, again, it's a pipe dream, but I would feel like I at least earn a few days of saying fudge the haters. Bighorn has been nerfed, by the way, in the most recent patch. So it's like he no longer has boss armor. I appreciate this so much. I know that if you work at Nicholas, you're probably not watching these videos all the time, at least. Oh, that was so stupid to walk through that. That was even stupider. That's okay, we'll recover. You're probably not watching these videos all the time, but it probably gets annoying for people to always be like, wow, boss armor, that's a fun mechanic, you know. But at the same time, you have done planet Earth a great service by removing the boss armor. I'm extremely appreciative. As always, you should use Monstro's Tooth after you kill all the enemies in the room. Dude, the sound on this tooth is driving me up the goddamn wall. Magic Mush. Fantastic. Yeah, I was just, all I was gonna say is that I would get at least a couple of days to say fuck the haters if we won a whole month of dailies in a row. Are we there yet? Obviously not. We got a long way to go, to be honest with you. Although not altogether that long. We've gotten like, you know, over a week of successful dailies. What do we need now? Just another 3 weeks. No big deal. I think we started on February 3rd, maybe? It was the day after, no, it was Groundhog Day, so it must have been February 2nd. I thought it was the day after Groundhog Day, but that joke wouldn't really make much sense. Alright, I would just go out on a limb and say that maybe having luck upgrades is not as useful now as it is on the average run. Being at 53 luck kind of seems to indicate that we're about as high as we need to go. I actually didn't know your luck could ever make it this high. Maybe there is no luck cap. I don't see why there would be. Like, what are the odds of you getting over... Well, what are the odds of you getting over 5 luck? Probably like 10%. What are the odds of you getting over 10 luck? Probably like 1%. Maybe those are slightly conservative numbers, but... You know, I have gotten over 10 luck. I might have even gotten over 20 once in Afterbirth Plus, but it's not, it's certainly not common. Especially, you seem to start Eden runs, on average, with like, somewhere between 1 and -1. So you got a big hole to work yourself out of sometimes even. One makes you small, I'm completely fine with that. By the way, I didn't really touch on it, but of course, you know, on a run where you... What do you get for the run who has everything? Well, ideally, you'd like to be able to go to Boss Rush and Hush. Sackboy for sure. This run makes it extremely likely that we will make it to Boss Rush, and thus probably to Hush as well, because of the fact that... this XL floor, you know, you want to be out of here by 13 minutes on average. We're going to be out of here by 10, probably. So, we should be totally set there. I am a little... Oh, that one bums me out. I think I hit the button, but sure, you know, you got me. I think we're going to be a little bit behind the 8-ball on damage penalty. This is not to offer an excuse necessarily, but I oftentimes feel like I play better on runs that are more difficult. Like, on a run that's like... I almost did Rob's Jabba the Hutt impression there. Me wanna wango solo. See, his impression is good, mine's bad. That's the big difference. But check for a secret room. It's kind of a weird location, but I felt like it was worth a shot. We did not get hit on the way in somehow. Fine by me. This is not just my way of saying, like, oh, I'm so good at the Binding of Isaac. I get so bored with the easy runs, they can't maintain my focus. And that's not really like that. It's more an admonishment, if anything. You know, I should be able to focus on these runs, even if they are on the easy side. I mean, that should make it even easier to not take as much damage. But sometimes on the runs where it feels like a grind, it's, you know, you never lose focus, because you have to focus or you'll die. Whereas on these ones, you're kind of like, ah, whatever happens, happens. We won't be killed as a result, which is good, but also maybe breeds some bad habits. Which, honestly, we're an adult. We should work around those. Second secret room? I think I'm just gonna go. Save our bombs. Use them later. We got an ace of spades. I don't know. Maybe we'll need keys at some point in the future. Thank depths 1. And we should do this room. I need to find, like, the best avenue to use these cards. I feel like I find myself in this situation a lot. Is there some... It's probably just confirmation bias, but hear me out. It seems like when you're holding an ace of something, it makes it more likely that an ace of something is going to drop. Might not be true. Again, just making yourself aware of the statistical bias is sometimes enough to protect yourself and insulate yourself from it. Why are we not getting hit on the way into those curse rooms? You know what? I don't know, but maybe we shouldn't care. We're not as much of a problem as we... well, not a problem at all, I would say. I will check for a secret room, even though I already paid for that curse room. Let's not hurt ourselves any more than is necessary. Battery charges. You know what? There you go. We don't really... I mean, usually a battery charge is more valuable than a key. But with Monstro's Tooth, an item that I basically have not used at all... And even when I've used it, a lot of times it's been ineffective. I'm not sweating it too much. Mind you, that's operator error. Now, do you buy the Bible and hope to get Bookworm? It seems like a pretty big ask. I was kind of looking at it from a greedier mode perspective, though. Everyone's watching right now going, please God, don't fucking talk about a young G perspective again, every time. But in a greedier perspective, I was like, would I pay 15 cents for the Bible on a greedier run? The answer is probably not. However, what's the difference? Well, we have much less access to shops on this as opposed to greed, because the shops, we have restock basically guaranteed on a greedier mode run, so buying an item actually gives you more access. At the same time, though, buying an item also gives you... Or, buying the Bible gives you a greater opportunity to get more books in the future as a result of the library precedent. I don't know, actually. Well, let's just start by going in here. And, of course, we want the Guppy item. And I feel like Book of Sin is... Ah, right, of course, the pedestal. I feel like Book of Sin is actually better for us than... Oh, you moron. I feel like Book of Sin is actually better for us than Monstro's Tooth. So let's roll with that. Plenty of time here. No reason to rush. You know, okay, I almost stepped on the spikes. Weird way to get yourself out of a bucket of syrup there, but more power to you. Okay, we can fight Mega Satan with the Get Out of Jail Free card, which probably is worth more. Ah, but no. There's no Mega Satan if you... don't have Mega Satan guaranteed on the run. If you like, the Mega Satan just won't spawn on this one. So we should find a better use for Get Out of Jail Free. And I think the better use is to open up a deal with the devil that otherwise wouldn't exist. I recognize, by the way, haven't played very well on a mechanical level. Decision making, I don't think we've had tough decisions, but I think we've made them reasonably well. Hey Tomo, what's up, buddy? You lonely? Come on in. You can hear me ramble endlessly. Tomo. He's looking at me. I don't think so. He's looking at him standing in the... That's Mr. Jones, Tomo. It's a song by the Counting Crows from like 1997. It's like the 10th song everybody learns on acoustic guitar. Tomo. You're gonna distract me from boss rush, buddy. Any minute now. Now, I don't think anything can stop us from getting to boss rush at this point. Oh, Anarchist Cookbook would have been swell. Oh well. Hermit card, we're not really looking to teleport out of boss rush, so that's not relevant. We'll just grab this stuff and good to go. I think 51 cents, it's not just a money loss, it's a point loss, but I think in terms of our opportunity cost, it's fine. Like, absolutely fine to grab the Bible here to get to a bookworm transformation sooner. Bothers me very, very little. What does bother me is all the unnecessary damage from walking on spikes, but... You know, you're watching a Northernlion video, he's doing something Northernlion-y, and then you're going, hey, NL, don't do that. And I'm, you know, you think it's frustrating for you, try being trapped in this, you know, this prison for 28 years. I didn't realize it, you know, when I lived alone or when I was younger. Oh, now you want to go, right, Tomo? Okay, well, you know what? It's been fun to see you as well. And then make sure to call sometime. You know, I didn't realize it when I lived alone before I got married, but, you know, it's probably true for you as well. We do a lot of stupid things in our lives that we never get called out on. Like, sometimes... I'm trying to think of a good example here, of which there are myriad. You know, sometimes I'll walk into the house after being out maybe in the afternoon, for example, which is relevant. The lights in the house are already on, and I get home, and I've flicked the switches and turn them off as soon as I walk in. Eventually, Kate said, what the hell are you doing? Why are you turning the lights off? We just got home. And then I self-analyzed. That's pretty good, actually. And I looked into my brain, and I realized the reason I did that is because at some point I set a pattern in my brain that's like, hey, when you get home, or when you leave, don't forget to hit the light switches. But it's like, it's 9 times out of 10, that's a great pattern. The 10th time, it makes you look like a freaking idiot. Doesn't mean you are a freaking idiot, just, you know. I have... Let's check this for a second. Blank card Degas? Blank card... That was Degas. Blank rune, which is Alges, okay. I mean, we have Alges, we might as well pop Temperance down right here. Even though I wanted to use it on the other blood bank, I think we might as well use it right now. You know, I've issued patterns or muscle memory in my brain that bypass conscious thought. It's just it's an unconscious pattern that you do. You probably have them yourself. You'll realize when you get married. It's a humbling experience. It's a great way to get personal growth, but at the same time, you're like, wait a minute, why did I turn off the lights? That doesn't seem like a smart idea. So this is our room where we make, like, mad improvements to our points. Whether or not that matters is, I guess, sort of secondary. There we go. We want the blood bag. Ace of Diamonds. Don't really want that. Judgment. We do want a demon judgment. A regular judgment is also fine. Remember, we gotta be pretty fast here, so... Get out of jail free card is important for us. No! Don't touch him. Devil. 2 of hearts. Get out of jail free. So I almost feel like we drop get out of jail free and then turn everything else on here into money. Except for the HP. Grab that. Grab that. One makes you larger is not that bad. The tower card. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. Just to get out of here in a reasonable time frame. So grab. Get out of jail free. But then we'll lose the credit card. What's more important? Credit card is more important than get out of jail free, I think. So grab the credit card. It's Ace of Diamonds. Grab the credit card. And we have the lockpick. Okay, good. Good, this is fine. I know there's a blank rune in there. Drop the credit card on the outside here. Come in. Grab Ace of Diamonds. Convert this all into money. Fairly small point gain, but that could be, you know, a few, you know, dozen ranks we just climbed up right there. And this is why I'm stoked that we actually made it up here in time. We'll use credit card on our first deal with the devil that makes sense, because otherwise it's fairly likely we just won't make it happen at all in the future here. Justice card. Now this is where you can like very, very easily spend way too much time worrying about this shit. So I'm gonna just take a pretty coarse approach to it and just say, you know, we got almost everything from there. Let's move on. Because we do want to, you know, get to boss rush. That's on the list of things that would be very beneficial for us. I don't care at all about our time. Like that's not that relevant to me, but we use the sun card. Is there really no item room on this floor? Have there been no item rooms on this whole run? Have I really not noticed that there's been no item rooms on the whole run? Well, that's at least, first off, proves my point about not always being the most observant. Secondly, certainly, I feel like we do want a greater deal with the devil chance here. Certainly, I also feel like that proves my point about how good the quality of this run is. Because, yeah. Whoops. Oh, well. Let's move on to the mom fight. I don't want to waste too much time here. Small rock, please. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Alright, let's do this. Damage is still good. Like, we've got a good run going here. Wouldn't mind getting a better spacebar item to make the best possible use of car battery here. I don't really know what Shard of Glass does still, but I take it because it seems like the best option. Now, we should be nearly unkillable here. That was a horrible play on my part, but once every 4 bosses, we're going... It's a confusing sentence. Bear with me on this one. Once every 4 bosses, we're going to get 2 payouts from Book of Sin. We don't need those all to be Spirit Hearts. In fact, if you want to get technical, we probably just need some of them to be Red Hearts. What I would also love to see... Wow, okay, you got me. What I would also love to see is a Joker card payout. Probably via, like, Book of Sin wanted to pay out with a penny, but instead, because of Sackboy, it became a sack, and then the Joker card was inside of it. That would be very good for me. Get a battery charge, which is another 2 charges, basically, and a Fool card. We don't want a Fool card. That is a health upgrade. We will take that. We'll hold the credit card. Now, we could get burned here. How did you spawn? If we, that was the worst. If we, foolishly don't make the Hush fight because we're too slow, then certainly we made the wrong choice of card here. And the credit card is almost, like, it's amazing, but it's a risky play for me because I oftentimes neglect to use it properly. Well, I mean, the battery charges are lovely, but I oftentimes neglect to use it properly, which means that we're not necessarily getting a lot of value out of it. So that's I Can See Forever. Emperor card. Emperor card is also good, don't get me wrong. And we don't have mapping, so normally I'm like, if we can get out of here by 24 minutes, that would be good. I think that would still be good. Like, that gives us 3 minutes to kill the remaining waves, which is more than we should need, I think. Thank you to the bloat for doing my bidding for me and basically killing the gate, who is also like a straight up asshole, so, you know, lucky me. And in the end, I think, I mean, obviously we tried so hard and we got so far. In the end, does it really matter? Yeah, in contrast to the Linkin Park song, I think it does, you know? It's about the journey, not just the destination. I've had a fun time shooting teeth on this run. I think this is the second... Weirdly enough, I was talking about this on a run recently. A run that definitely has gone up. I was like, you know, how often do you actually get tough love to pop? You know, it doesn't need to shoot teeth every single time for it to be good. But how often have we ever had, like, full teeth runs? And it's seriously, like, once ever. So, it's funny to me that we got the opportunity to actually see that in the wild. This is not the wild, this is a curated environment, but you get the idea. Yeah, good call. Just jump straight into the little horn pit. And then walk on a spike. Didn't see because this looks like a fucking tie-dye shirt that you'd wear in the 1990s. Floor right now looks like bottom of a stadium bleacher seats after free hot dog night. Almost makes sense. Okay, well, you still got black hearts. You will never get this. By the way, like, big ups to the stopwatch. If it's only useful for us on Boss Rush and Hush, it's still probably worth the 15 cents. I hate this guy. Actually proved surprisingly easy there. 24 minutes might be somewhat optimistic. That being said, I think we should still be able to make it to the Hush fight. You know, this gives us like 3 minutes per floor. We got enough bombs to bomb our way out of rooms as long as we're playing well. We should have a good chance to make it there. And we don't want the Emperor, we want the credit card. Okay, good stuff. Daddy Longlegs, great item, by the way. Of course, I'm not going to insult Daddy Longlegs. How are we looking on points right now? 22,000. It's less than it could be. But that's par for the course. Again, now, like, I don't want to cop out. I'm still, like, I think I've done a really good job. I think I've done right by my viewers in terms of dailies so far. You know, I've done my due diligence to find seams and other stuff where deemed appropriate, but we've also, like, worked pretty hard to keep the zaniness factor there and play dailies with, like, my own unique sort of flavor, I hope, while still doing well. So I certainly, you know, 8 runs into what I hope is 31 in a row or something. I don't want to start being like, oh, well, now let's just, you know, take a knee, run out the clock, and beat the run. That's not really my style. And I gotta constantly fight back against that sort of complacency because it's really easy to slip into it. I mean, Joker card's good. I'm gonna use it right now, and I think we'll just take Duality, and we'll store credit card. Now, am I going to use credit card on my Shadow? No, and here's where, you know, we enter this misuse of the credit card. But actually, there is a good way to use the credit card still, and the way that we use the credit card is on the Hush fight. We get free access to the shop. Hopefully there's like restock or something. Easy fight. Yeah. I know. Maybe we're not going to get use out of the credit card. I fall victim to the same pattern every single time. But one of these days, I got faith. Oh, good. We got a stopwatch working for us on the arcade here. Greatly appreciate that. We got enough time to do this, so I figured we might as well. I would like to get the blood bag. IV bag, not so much. You know what? You ruined your chance. I'm sure we'll get enough HP to feel comfortable, even if it's not, you know, 100% HP, strictly speaking. Battery charges, sacks, Book of Sin, car battery, etc., etc. There's a lot of avenues for us to get our HP back. Hermit and luck down. Again, you know, muscle memory and history have told me you got a luck down pill. You should be disappointed. Wasn't really that disappointed once I saw that we went from 53 luck to 52 luck. Life goes on. You know what I'm waiting for? Like, not to invite the harbingers of my own demise. I'm looking forward to some lost dailies. I think there really should be lost dailies. Not frequently, but like once or twice a month. Keeper dailies? Maybe, you know, once every 3 months. I'm just throwing out numbers right now. Pop the Joker card. We don't really like it, so I'm not going to pay for it. If we get back there with a credit card, are we interested? Not really. Like, even though we have a lot of HP, I feel like Sister Maggie is just... It's a net zero change for us, basically. Well, it's a net negative, really, because it just costs us HP. Oh, wait a minute. We had Duality. Did we not get a deal with the Angel on our last room? Maybe I botched that a little bit. It seems conceivable to me. Let's take Crowheart. And we're going to stick with Credit Card. We're going to stick with Credit Card because we're not going to the chest. So it's basically just a point play. We don't really want a double red chest. We only need one chest to become Guppy, so... Or we only need one Guppy item to become Guppy, so doubling a chest that has a Guppy item doesn't necessarily benefit us all that much. Are we still gonna make it in time? Yeah, we still got... I would describe this as plenty of time, to be honest with you. There we are. Okay, so we'll check for a second secret room, and now we're good to go. This is a very, very important little bit of time for us here. But I'm relatively unconcerned, honestly. Like, we should not die here. Stopwatch against the Hush is like a classic combo. So please, a deal with the Angel that maybe makes up for the fact that I was an idiot and didn't notice a deal with the Angel on the last floor. If there was one, we botched it. Alright. So, hope for restock. No restock. Pay to play. I mean, we want to make sure we get some value out of it, so we will get it. We got a Perthrow rune. We should look for a black market as well. We got 34 bombs. So all these items kind of suck, but at least the other room is useful. So we'll reroll these and we get unlimited bombs. But I kind of feel like we don't want to... do this, and it's not me being anti-zaniness, it's quite the opposite. It's me being very pro-zaniness. I don't want to take unlimited bombs at the cost of ruining our teeth. Now, our teeth could create tooth bombs. There we go. But, well, that was, I mean, clearly not worth it, but our teeth could create teeth bombs, but they might not. So I kind of feel like we should stay away from Dr. Fetus. That could be the wrong decision. I'm making this decision on a hunch. But it's conceivable that that's the right outcome here. Looking for a good card. That's not really it. Looking for, like, a card that's useful against Hush. And High Priestess maybe is as good as it gets, but... I would rather have hot bombs for boss fights. Okay. Okay. So we'll take Varicose Veins here, which when you get hit, it's Tammy's head. It's not horrible. Okay, well, we've activated Stopwatch at least. And we're not going down to the Void. We're going down to Shoal. Why? I don't think you get a point bonus for going down to the Void. Also, I'm kind of sick of the Void. I believe that you get roughly the same amount of points. Because you don't get... Hear me out here, and this is going to sound weird. Wait a minute, did Varicose Veins cause us to lose our HP, like our red hearts, before our spirit hearts? Because if so, that's awesome. Range down is fairly meaningless. Anyway, what am I getting at here? For fighting Mega Satan, you get a point bonus. Boss Rush, point bonus. Hush, point bonus. I don't think you get a point bonus for killing Delirium, which means that you only get the points that you get for going down to that floor and killing all the bosses, getting all the rooms. Which is not necessarily insignificant, but is not, you know, at the same time necessarily worth more than just going down to Shoal and the Dark Room, which are 2 rooms. You get what I'm saying there? Like, 2 floors, I should say, not 2 rooms. So instead of doing one really big floor, it might be advantageous. It might even give us a bonus for doing 2 floors that are, you know, perhaps slightly smaller, but no less impressive. Or at least that's what I've heard. Now, keep wedging these hot bombs in there. So far, haven't really done too much for us. Where are those? Oh, you know what? That's Head of the Keeper paying out with sacks instead of pennies. So that's great. We need to be able to, obviously, get to the sacks And then our goal is, you know, maybe get like a devil card. Actually, any kind of card could be great for us. Because we can use it on the next floor. Double our active item? Sure, pop that shit right now. Right now. Lover's card, why not? Dude, I'm learning now that varicose veins is actually dope. The fact that it causes you to take, crap. The fact that it causes you to take red heart damage before your spirit hearts get hit makes it actually like a top tier early game item. You know what? I'll sacrifice a black heart to use the strength card right now. And the world card is a good card for the next floor. Gotta check it. 2 of hearts. Not worth that much, I'd say. We don't need the keys so much. Am I spending a little bit too much time, you know, on the extraneous stuff on this run that might not be that important? Yeah, I think that you're probably correct in that assumption. But at the same time, it's kind of fun. Right? So we should be done with Hush, like, pretty much right now. I'm trying to get him poisoned, but not as easy as you might think. Gotta get real freaking close to make it work. Please just die. Don't make me go through one more phase. Dude, I got you. Don't disappear. He's almost dead. The HP's almost gone. Come on. Okay, thank God. Alrighty. So we're going down here. This is a run. I feel like we'll probably be like top 2,500 on this run. And that's low. Why do I feel top 2,500? Because I feel like the potential to break it with Car Battery, Sackboy, Head of the Keeper, Book of Sin maybe, depending on what you got. I feel like the potential is extremely high to break it, and I'm largely ignorant of the mechanics you use to break the game. As a result, I feel like I'm at a little bit of a disadvantage. It's my own fault, but I feel like just making it to the end of today's run is not really gonna be worth all that much. I mean, top 2,500 is not necessarily a terrible score. It's not disrespectable, at least, but it's not, you know, it's not top 200. You're not in the upper echelon, but that's fine. You know, even the best NHL teams sometimes lose games to the 2016-2017 Vancouver Canucks. It's happened. Yeah, we'll keep taking battery charges here. And oh, careful. Alright, so more Joker cards, the merrier. Turns out I probably would have rather had the get out of jail free card. I think I'm just coming to the conclusion that the way I play, it's probably not worth saving the credit card. Like, get what you can get out of it on the first floor and then trade it in for something that, you know, I actually understand the value curve of a little better, I guess. I'd rather not play you. And, I mean, the same sorta goes for you, but play a little regardless. We'll get our HP back at some point, I'm sure. So now becomes, like, the part of a daily that is really just taking it home. Like, we're just trying to, I mean, continue to give me as many of these as you want. As many battery charges, I should say. Should have been more specific. The part of a daily that is basically just bringing the run home. Like, we've done what we need to do to get the maximum point bonuses. We qualified for Hush. We qualified for Boss Rush. You know, now it's just, you know, we graduated from an Ivy League school. Now it's all about getting the job. Infested, grab that. We don't want the Hermit. We want the Sun card. Because the Sun card tells us where to go. And also could be wow, that was fast. Could be HP gain, but it's fairly unlikely we're gonna need it. I mean, every battery charge is worth 2 payouts. So whenever we get a battery charge, we're not breaking even. We're actually, you know, extending our ability to just continuously use this item. So it's actually very, very good to get endless battery charge payouts, because they're worth, you know, 2 for the price of 1, basically. Lucky us. By the way, I have no idea what Crowheart does. I took it because our keys were so good that I figured why not take a chance on a new trinket. We should actually take the moon card over the sun card, as much as it pains me to say so. It's just an easy way to get a few hundred, maybe extra points. Not necessarily worth altogether that much, but... yeah, the thing that I'm most self-conscious with on this run is definitely the, is definitely our damage penalty. Like, I think yesterday we got like 3,000 damage penalty. We played somewhat well. So today, I'm, feeling like we might be up in the 6,000 or 7,000 range, but maybe I'm being a little too hard on myself. I guess time will tell. Small rock, I'm happy to have it. If there's one thing this run suffers from, it's actually like a somewhat, it's a disproportionately low damage stat relative to the rest of all of our other stats. It doesn't mean it's bad. I went through a lot of grammatical hoops to make sure I wasn't saying it's bad. It's just not necessarily as good as the rest of our run is great. Anyway, Satan fight. Easy times. 3, 2, 1, bomb. And place that. Stay close together, please. Alright, life's good. These guys are going down. Not as fast as we've had on some other Satan runs, but... Daddy Longlegs helping out a great deal here. Now, I think you throw a bomb down and then stand on it. And we're trying to get the goat feet to step on our fires, and that pretty much worked according to plan there. Great, use that, use that, use that. And down to the next floor. Okay, so we're hoping for one guppy item. That's the most important thing. A Joker teleport would be hilarious. Beautiful. And there's our guppy item, so we'll take that. I don't give a shit about Mega Satan at this point, but being guppy is awesome. And you know what? I know we could break the game, or we could... It's probably good for our points to, what is... Oh, it's Greed's Gullet. The more money you have, the more HP you have as Greed. Might be worthless as other characters, but at least we've picked it up now. Although on a daily, so it probably doesn't count. I figure 6 bombs, or sorry, 6 flies per spacebar charge. It's pretty useful. It's gonna help us get rooms killed a lot faster, hopefully taking as little damage as possible. Oh, right. Okay, first off, maybe we shouldn't have taken that, but I just realized with 52 luck, what's gonna happen here is we're gonna get a chest per room. I'm assuming, at least. I would imagine that on every room we face, we're probably gonna get a chest. Whoa, okay. Well, you win almost all of them, you lose some of them. That's what they always say. Damage is ridiculous right now. Purity is, well, it's really good for our rate of fire right now. I would love to not take damage. Because the damage output here, and the flies we're getting as a result of that, are ridiculous. So we're going to be in the 40s. I would say probably like 43,000 on this run, depending on how the rest of it goes. It's not it's not a non-respectable score. It's also not gonna be the kind of score where we can put it as a feather in our cap and be like, check it out, this is an amazing performance. Okay, so I mean, Cricket's body is amazing here, but it's been a fun run, and it's kind of a cool daily. Like, I give this daily like a 7. It's got a cool theme to it. It's a little bit on the easy side, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. And I think that this is an easy one to enjoy. Sometimes you gotta float an easy one in there and let everybody have the chance to compete on the leaderboards, myself included. Alright. This, by the way, the chest has been amazing for... Or the dark room's been amazing for items so far. The lamb stands no fucking chance. Now, a greater player than myself might be skipping these unnecessary items, but at this point I feel like, you know, if I can blame our bad score on picking up a bunch of items instead of taking a bunch of damage, that's probably good for me. Well, I mean, we might as well take it in, but on principle, I'm not going to. Alright, so the lamb is going to die in like a minute minus 59 seconds here. And grab all this. Why not use this as much as possible? And we'll see you later. We're at 44,235. I think that's fair. I'm actually ranked a little better than I expected. For now, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the run. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. And of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. And I'll see you next time.